Hi, it's Terry Ryder from Hotspotting. One of the phenomena we've noted in the last couple of years has been the rise of regional towns and cities within pretty close proximity to our two largest cities, Sydney and Melbourne. It's been a particular phenomenon for locations close to Melbourne, and we started tipping some of these places about 18 months to 2 years ago. Areas to both to the north of Melbourne and to the south, places like Cardinia Shire, just outside the Melbourne metropolitan area, in the south and the far southeast, and also up in the north, a couple of local government areas just north of Melbourne, hill change towns in Mitchell Shire and the Macedone Ranges local government area as well. And what we've seen as a result of the increase in sales activity up there has been recently a sharp rise in prices in those locations, rather inevitably. I think what's been driving it is that people are looking for lifestyle, and also people are looking for a greater level of affordability, because some of these towns are a lot cheaper than most of the suburbs of the Melbourne metropolitan area. And because both road and rail links to Melbourne are pretty good, people can conceivably buy affordably up there, live perhaps a more relaxed country-style lifestyle, and still commute to jobs in Melbourne if they need to, keeping in mind that most people don't work in the Melbourne CBD. There's lots of jobs nodes in those northern suburbs of Melbourne and also in the southeastern suburbs. An area that particularly has stood out for us, particularly with the price growth that it's achieved in recent times, has been Cardinia Shire, just outside the Melbourne metropolitan area, way down on the far southeast. The local government area of Casey is within the Melbourne metropolitan area. It's been one of the highest population growth areas in Greater Melbourne for some time. And just beyond the borders of Melbourne, out into the country areas, we've got towns like Officer and Pakenham and Emerald and Beaconsfield that are sharply growing areas, and people have been buying there because the prices have been fairly affordable and there's a different sort of a lifestyle. What we're seeing is some really quite remarkable price growth in the last 12 months in some of these places. Most of the towns and localities in Cardinia Shire have had at least 15% growth in their median house prices in the last 12 months. Places like Kuwirup, Emerald, Beaconsfield and Pakenham have all grown between 15 and 20%. Bunyip has grown 26%, although a very small sales sample there, so that growth rate may be a bit suspect. But the most remarkable one of all is the town of Officer, where there's been over 220 house sales in the last 12 months, so quite a big sales sample. And the median price, according to CoreLogic figures, has grown in the last 12 months 34% to reach $485,000 for the typical house there. Quite remarkable growth rate. Sometimes I wonder about these median price growth data, but when you've got virtually every location in a locale and a precinct or local government area showing really strong growth, you can start to believe that something's happening in that market. And certainly we've charted a big uplift in buyer demand there, and that's translated into really big price growth. And yes, we did predict it. We had Cardinia Shire in reports such as our top 5 regional Victorian reports 18 months ago, forecasting that prices were going to rise, and we've certainly seen that. Speaking of that report, top 5 regional Victoria hotspots, that's a new edition of that's due out later this week, so watch out for it on the Hotspotting website. And also, speaking about locations, on Wednesday evening this week, I'm going to be running the next of my live Q&A sessions via this medium on Facebook. We had one about a month ago in early March, and it was very successful. Lots of people tuned in and sent through their questions, and I did my best to answer them in a live broadcast like this. And I'm going to be doing the same thing again on Wednesday evening, starting at 7:30 in Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria, 7 p.m. starting time for South Australia, 5:30 p.m. in Western Australia. It's an opportunity for you to give me your questions. I'll do my best to answer them. They can be about any topic to do with residential real estate, but I find that based on last month's session that people primarily want to ask about locations they're interested in buying in perhaps, or locations where they already own property and want to know how the market's going there. So if you're one of those people, or you've got some other question relating to residential real estate, tune in on Wednesday evening and send through your questions. You type them in to the broadcast once it's started, and they'll come through on the screen, and I watch the questions come through and answer them as best I can. And it's an opportunity to get answers to those burning questions you have about residential real estate. So if you're interested, tune in Wednesday evening, starting 7:30 p.m. on the eastern states, and those other times in the other states. Look forward to seeing you participating in that on Wednesday evening. So that's it for now. Terry Ryder from hotspotting.com.au signing off. I'll talk to you again soon.